All right, so really quickly, I wanted to talk to you about something that I believe gets overlooked quite a bit in the Nofap community. Something that I believe is responsible for like 99% of all relapses, and we're talking about triggers. But before we get into that, I want to remind you that I've reopened the doors of communication with me on a regular basis. If you want to chat with me on a regular basis, you can join my private Discord group. I'll leave a link for where you can do that in the description below. All right, so let's talk about triggers. As far as I'm concerned, there are two different types of triggers. You've got the triggers that are within your control, and then you've got the triggers that are without of your control. They're not in your hands. The ones that are not in your control are something like you're walking down the street, you see a hot girl, boom, you feel triggered. Something that's in your control are typically the things that come across your screen, your phone, your laptop, whatever. Those are in your control. You can change how much access you have to them, but also you can change what you are doing while you're accessing those things. Now, the thing that makes triggers a little scary is that they're very deceptive. You might not respond to that trigger in the moment, right? You might not think that it's affecting you. And then you start tricking yourself into believing that, hey, I can look at porn, I can look at softcore porn, I don't feel any sort of urges. All the while, that trigger is just planting a seed in your brain that is festering and that is going to sprout at a very inopportune time. So you might see a trigger, either intentionally or unintentionally, earlier on in the day, and you might be feeling good, but then sometime around the evening time, you're super stressed, you had a hard day, and then all of a sudden you start thinking subconsciously about that urge, that trigger you had earlier, and then boom, you relapsed. And sometimes that process might take more than just a day. You can probably experience that relapse 2 days after you've seen the trigger. So that's why you have to be careful with triggers, especially the ones that you can control, because you might not feel the urge immediately, but that does not mean that they're not active. So you want to focus on getting rid of the triggers that you can control. So you're going to want to be more vigilant and start paying attention more to what it is you're letting inside of your brain. So we're talking about TV shows that you know have excessive nudity, like Game of Thrones. We're talking about social media, following certain accounts on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. You need to be way more vigilant in avoiding those things, and not really avoiding them, just not allowing them into your existence, because again, they will get you when you're least expecting it. Just think out of sight, out of mind. Think back to a time when you took an extended vacation. Maybe it's a family trip or something like that, and you didn't have regular access to the things that you normally have access to, like your cell phone, your laptop. You probably had the most effortless Nofap streak of your entire life, right? You didn't struggle because you just simply didn't have access to those things. I just took a trip with some friends of mine, and one of them at the end of the trip told me, yo, this was the longest Nofap streak I've ever had in a while, because dude, we were out there exploring nature, we were out on hikes, we were rock climbing, we were playing disc golf. He didn't have time to immerse himself in those triggers, but he also didn't have time to respond to them if he happened to come across them. So when it's out of sight, it is out of mind, literally. So do yourself a favor. Over the next few days, I want you to test this out. I want you to go out of your way to avoid seeing any triggers. If there are certain things that you know that you expose yourself to on a regular basis, go out of your way to avoid that. And I want you to see how much easier being on Nofap is when you don't have those types of triggers there to trigger you. That's it. I hope this video helps. I hope it gives you a little bit of insight as to why it is you might be struggling with Nofap. I guarantee that this is going to make an incredible change for you on your journey. It's gonna make this a lot easier for you. So try it out. If you like this video, let me know in the comments or give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, also let me know. Shoot me a comment. I'd love to hear your side of it. That's all I got for now. I will see you in the next one. Peace.